globe from US to UK to Australia, all families are wondering, taking the phone away from child can actually trigger brain reaction. Experts are talking about overstimulation. When we understand the brain, we don't take behavior personally. It's because you're interrupting a dopamine loop. Nervous system asking for help. The term iPad kids is vital. Slam the brakes. There will be police officer. It's gonna turn into a chaos. It can be an emergency too. We don't know. In countries like China and South Korea, the overuse of screen has become such a concern that they have placed structured limits in place for children to follow. Many parents wonder why use strategies like reset instead of enforcing the rule. Worldwide, the parenting advice is shifting from so if they're stressed, unfortunately, they throw tantrum. They learn staying calm in difficult situations. It's possible. Taking the phone away from child can actually trigger brain reaction, similar to withdrawal. It's not because they're addicted, it's because their brain isn't ready to stop. And this is not only in your house. This is going on across the globe from US to UK to Australia. All families are wondering why it's so difficult. Schools are raising concerns about attention span. Experts are talking about overstimulation. And families are constantly struggling with screen battles. When we understand the brain, we don't take behavior personally. If taking phone away causes meltdown, it's not an attitude. It's not because they're addicted in some villain origin story. It's because you're interrupting a dopamine loop. Yes, brain chemistry. As Daniel Siegel says, when we understand what's happening in the brain, we respond differently. Let me tell you what's happening and how to stop the screen battles in your living room using a simple framework. Let's understand what's a meltdown. Meltdown is a nervous system asking for help. You say, turn off the TV, turn off the phone, and your kids argue. They beg for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and they keep begging you, and argument is keep going on for 30 minutes. No one wins, only stress wins. The term iPad kids is vital. Why? We are the first generation as a parent raising kids in a fully digital world that we didn't grow up in. Now, it's not defiant or disobedient. It's a nervous system transition. Let's use an example to understand it easily. If you're driving your car at 90 miles per hour and you slam the brakes, there will be a crash, there will be accident, car behind you, in front of you, around you, there will be police officer. It's gonna turn into a chaos. It can be an emergency too, we don't know. But that's what's happening with your kids. They're watching, they're having fun, they're playing, and suddenly you say, turn off the TV, and their brain reacts. They were not ready to stop. Your car wasn't being disrespectful, but it wasn't ready to stop. You had to make it go from 90 to 70 to 60. Slow down slowly. There's a process. Similarly, when you give heads up to your kids, then their brain processes better. And we're gonna break it down with the strategy called reset, 5-step reset, how you can help regulate their brain better without overreacting. In countries like China and South Korea, the overuse of screen has become such a concern that they have placed structured limits in place for children to follow. Not because screens are bad, but unregulated use overwhelms the brain. Many parents wonder why use strategies like reset instead of enforcing the rule. The answer is rules control behavior, transitions regulate the brain. When children know the transition, when children know what's about to happen, their brain gradually shifts to transition to the next activity instead of defensively. Worldwide, the parenting advice is shifting from control to co-regulation. And that's why framework like reset guides the brain through transition instead of enforcing it. Now, for example, imagine you're working in the office and someone suddenly comes and say, you have a meeting right now, run. You will panic, you don't have your thoughts together, you don't know where the folder is, the file or the document. But imagine someone comes and say, hey, just a reminder, we have a meeting in 15 minutes. You're calm, you're collecting your documents, and you'll head out to the meeting easily. Research shows predictable transitions reduces the stress hormones in children like cortisol. So let's focus on the strategies, 5-step strategy, reset, and how it can be helpful to transition and avoid screen battles in your living room. Regulate first. If you're frustrated, they're frustrated. If you're calm, you're calm. Your calm is contagious. So is your stress, unfortunately. Now imagine you're frustrated and you go, turn on the TV right now, it's time to eat. Turn on the TV right now, time to bed. They throw tantrum. Children borrow the calm of the adult in the room. If your nervous system is regulated, theirs will be too. If you're frustrated, they're gonna be frustrated too. And you're gonna deal with it for 30 minutes. Who knows how long? So, staying calm, take a pause, approach them happily, calmly. Like, hey, I know what you're watching is so much fun. The game you're playing seems so much fun. Why don't you play for 5 minutes and then we switch? What are your children learning? They learn staying calm in difficult situations is possible. It helps them manage their emotion in school or later when they grow up. So your calm today is their self-regulated nervous system tomorrow. Explain the transition. Children need to know why it's happening, why the transition is happening. You tell them. Your brain needs to transition from screen mode to homework mode, from screen mode to dinner mode. Research shows when transitions are explained to children, they accept easily. Kids learn to anticipate changes and enjoy multiple tasks and transitions easily later in life. So it starts at home with the small habits, but obviously parents need to apply the strategies so they know staying calm is possible and transition between tasks is also important. Set a timer. Give a 5 to 10 minutes timer that in 10 minutes we're going to turn off the screen. We're going to move to homework mode. A study from University of Michigan shows that any type of auditory or visual timer significantly reduces transition resistance in young children. Having a 5 or 10 minutes timer is easy, but the benefit of it is huge for long life. It teaches them time management, self-monitoring for their homework, assignments, and later in life for the meeting commitments. Engagement replacement. When one activity ends, brain needs somewhere else to land on. For example, snack, walk, Lego. But if we have nothing to replace stimulation, that's when chaos audition for spotlight. And you want to avoid that. For example, you would say, timer's up, let's switch to who's gonna build the tallest Lego before dinner time. Turn off the timer and now they're switching. Real life example for me, for example, I would say, who's gonna throw the squishy cube? So every night, it's something very simple, but we play every night before sleeping. From TV to this cube, it's a squishy, we throw at each other, we play for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes. Have something simple, but something they would enjoy. So the transition becomes easy. So I replace screen, the stimulation, the dopamine loop with this little cube that they love to play with. All they're doing is just throwing at each other. That's it. They hit, they miss, they catch, whatever. So much fun, much easy. Like it's I think like $5. You don't have to buy. You can buy. It's from Walmart. But the point is something so simple can keep them busy, and you can avoid tantrum. With engagement replacement, they learn how to switch between activities and find joy in different activities, not just one. Teach balance. Limits are not punishment. Limits are for the protection of the brain. Limits teach children about balance and how to transition with given time frame. For example, how would you explain? Screens are fun, but your brain needs some movement, creativity, and rest as well. Let's play, or let's draw, let's share jokes, things like that. There is no perfect manual, but one thing is for sure. Balance is more important than before. Regulated brain is more important than enforcing rules. Remember parents, your calm is your children's self-regulated nervous system. The goal is not zero screen. No, it's a digital world. They need to use screen for the better uses, for their assignment, homework, research. The goal is regulated brain, not a zero screen. But one thing you need to remember, your calm is their regulated brain. If you're frustrated, they're frustrated. If you're calm, they're calm. Let's quickly review the 5-step strategy reset. Regulate first, explain the transition, set a timer, engage replacement, teach balance. 5 things, 5 key steps, turning your living room from a chaos to strategic transition, from screen to bedtime, from screen to dinner. Now, if screen battle is a struggle in your house as well, then comment reset in the comment below And please share this video with struggling parents with the screen battles every single day and they're wishing for a solution. Share it with them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Like my video, subscribe to my channel because I share what's important to you and your kids.
Is that only proof? And this is when the love